Good day, everybody. Welcome to Mick America. This is obviously the revocation of power of attorney. This is a complete and total revocation of the power of attorney. I apologize for the quality of certain videos, and trust me, whatever I don't like, I'll redo it when I get the proper equipment, and it will be perfect when I'm finished. Okay, don't worry about that. This is just to introduce you to what I'm doing, just to make sure that you guys have confidence in what you're learning, or what might pertain to your possible circumstance, right? So at the top, I always include a law maxim. This one is equality before the law is both mandatory and paramount. You learn those things when you first get started, and you are introduced to people like Robert Menard from Canada and so forth and so on. Okay, I'm pretty sure his videos are still out there. I haven't looked at them. I've got plenty of his stuff archived and a database built for everything. But anyway, so we get into the revocation here. Now, this is already on file, which most of everything that I'm sharing is already on file. I have instructions already made for this. Whatever I have here, do not change anything aside from your name. Okay? Do not change anything. Leave this the way it is. Make sure it's integral. And if you do not have the means to create your own family seal, just take some red ink from a used ink printer cartridge, or get an ink pad from Amazon. I got one. I think it was, I don't know, like 13 bucks or something. I'm not sure. They got several of them on there. And then put your thumbprint right there where that family crest is. Okay? And then you can even put your authorship on there, or whichever. Doesn't make a difference. Pretty much like how you take the position of a postmaster general, or just as a postmaster in general, right, by placing a stamp and then autographing that, just like I said, through authorship, by, and your name. Okay, especially with the colons, separating your last name and a dash or hyphen to separate your first and your middle name. Okay. Excuse me. And just to briefly mention something about the middle name, as that was a creation, I think, through Christianity or whichever, and so our middle name is actually what we should be introduced as, right? Or used commonly is our middle name, because that's our Christian given birth name. Okay, according to research, I don't speak of anything just because I want to hear myself talk. Okay, this revocation I did create. Anything that you see that I have done is because I have made it and I have used it. Okay, the distinction, let me come over this way here. The distinction here, and I'll do the same thing as in with the other videos. I'll stop talking, let you read stuff if I have to. explain things, then I will subjectively interject what I need to explain. Such as the two separations right here where I have my name, my birth date, okay? Now on the birth certificate there's a number. It's a catalog number, and that's where you see right at the bottom of my birthday. To the right of that in writer's block parentheses, I think it's just called writer's blocks. That is the actual maybe certificate number, or that is the security identifier that's created with the birth bond. And so regardless, it doesn't make a difference. Okay, there is a catalog number, that is the one on the left. There is a certificate number, which it may be in red, or it'll definitely be off by itself if there's any letters there like you see, and numbers combined, then that's it, and place it right there. Okay, so we get over here to the right side. Okay, this is where I actually give the date of the certificate, and then also include the social security number. Okay, now if in reference to earlier material, don't worry about if you hear any numbers that are supposed to be private. Okay, they've already ruined my life. You can probably do whatever with whatever I'm giving you as far as if it's mine. Okay, and hopefully you do a better job than I have, and that's exactly how I put it, because I do not give a fuck. Okay, it'll all be changed anyhow. All right, so that's how that is created. Do not change that. Take a notice of the asterisks, right, such as where it says with person, and there's two asterisks, and then body. Okay, because when I use asterisks, that's what will be referred to as I go throughout a document, and then that asterisk will always apply everywhere that asterisk is there. The double asterisks, like you see down here at the bottom where it says parties involved, there's 4 asterisks. Yes, because as I go by, okay, or go down or scroll, okay, then those asterisks, however many there are, 1, 2, 3, or 4, okay, wherever those asterisks are used, that replies back to where I first used them. Okay, that's just how asterisks are. If you don't know anything about format and you know, I really can't say usage, because even though there's a quantum grammar usage violation that's been used, right, with David Windmiller and David J. Gould, right? Yeah, but they haven't changed anything, and that's why I'm doing this, and I'm showing you what I've done, because what quantum language has not done, or quantum grammar, that only applies to the corporate structure of stuff, and how that is supposed to be an element of being proper, right? Yeah, the way it doesn't have anything to do with common law, and that's why we're still being considered as artificial persons since our first breath, right? Which means our babies, obviously, since we're adults, right? Okay, so this is pretty much how it goes. Don't change anything, as I said, when you have the opportunity to get the editable document, which will have instructions which will tell you which you can and what you cannot change, okay, just to keep the integrity. So here is what I've done, is I have claimed, let me make sure, okay, yeah, because really was missing angles with the last video, but it's okay. Like I said, I'll change and update, whatever. What I've done here was I went into the state code under administration, and I took out what their definitions are for everything. And so what you see here, acquiring agency, agency head, commissioner, department, instrument, right? All of these are taken from the state code. I don't think anyone will have to change any of these, because they're probably pretty much universal. Okay, so don't worry about it. But anyway, as I said, these videos are just to introduce you to the stuff that I have done, so you will be able to have confidence in the integral system, which is common law. Okay, so, and there's just the continuation from instrument, right? And this is only a 2-page deal, so we're about done. Foreign corporations. Notice that one though. Notice number 14. Foreign corporations. Foreign corporations refers to the crown, public, or private corporation conducting any commerce in the name of, right? Obviously, I added that part. I don't think I added the crown or public. That thing, I think I just changed the format on that with all caps. But I definitely added of I, this man, or I, this man's person. And notice I continuation of the asterisk there, and then start off with a continuation of the 4 asterisks, which goes back up to the top, right? So this is a complete revocation, and I stop so you can push pause and write it down and make your own. You can make your own if you want. I don't really care, but if you use mine, then do not change what I tell you. Do not change. Let's go back up here to where it says undisclosed, right? That's talking about where they created a corporate identity through our birth records, our state ID, and then the combination with the Social Security account, trust, and so forth, right? Yeah, that's exactly why I said undisclosed, because they haven't told anybody, and so all of this is to prepare them to do what we like to reference as shit or get off the pot, right? Tell us what you have done and what you have done with malicious intent, and then we can get on with life and all be living as we should be, as the Creator has made, right? Separation from the corruption with the fallen angels and then the felon, right? Which are the children of the daughters of men, produced from the mating with the angels, right? Who've left their estates. Yeah, I go deep with some stuff, trust me. Here at the bottom you see render unto Caesar, which is Caesar's. Pretty much refers to the Federal Reserve notes, the bank notes, debt instruments, negotiable instruments. There's several ways to describe the dollar, and all of which I just said are just some of them. Okay, and after the sentence of render unto Caesar, which is Caesar, is exactly how it translates into Greek. Okay, because the Greeks, I'm pretty sure, are what was through history was why the whole phrase of render unto Caesar, which is Caesar's, because everybody was tired of their bullshit, right? Their Catholic Roman bullshit. Okay? Especially if they claim to own our souls. I mean, how fucking stupid can you be? Right? Yeah, because you can't own something that you did not create. You do not have property to it. That's the whole purpose of the naming information being private property. Correct? Exactly. So, anyway, we can scroll back up to where I used the 4 asterisks. We'll come up here. You could have pushed pause at any time to get a good reference. So right here, parties involved, which are all of these agencies, right? The BMV, Bureau of Motor Vehicles, Department of Motor Vehicles, Family Social Service Administration, or Family Welfare, whatever, right? Yeah, so if you refer back to the Ballad of Slavery when I'm having a conversation with an IRS agent, I pretty much give you confirmation that anything that is happening where we are in need of anything, even if it's entertainment, right, is a public service. Okay? And the dollar, okay, since we're under martial law, the dollar, okay, is put here and was supposed to be utilized for us to be safe and secure with our economic abilities, right, and usage. Yeah, so if you need a job, and it doesn't matter what it's a job of, if you got an education and then you go get a job for what your trade or your field of study is, then it's something you need, right? And that is a public service, right? Obviously. So if you haven't done any research into your Secretary of State's database to reference any of information as far as how these corporations or agencies are established, right? Because you will find, as I did, that even some gas stations are listed as non-profit organizations, right? And that's really fucking wild, especially, right? We have here a Speedway gas station, and when you look into those records, you'll find that they don't have any board of directors. It's just something that's autonomous, right? Pretty much like your fan. And once you turn your fan on, it just keeps rotating, right? Yeah, but somebody turned the fan on, didn't they? Yeah. Okay, people. I wish you well. And yes, I want to remind you that I will update these videos as I go and I get better equipment, so we don't have to worry about whether or not you can read these things. I wish you well, and take care, my friends.